Genetic power is the most awesome force the planet's ever seen, but you wield it like a kid that's found his dad's gun.
It's hardly appropriate to start hurling generalizations.
If I may, I'll tell you the problem with the scientific power that you're using here. It didn't require any discipline to attain it. You know, you read what others had done, and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You're going to sell it. Well,
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
I think that this clip from Jurassic Park perfectly encapsulates the way that I feel about Nvidia's unveiling of DLSS5, their new AI filter for video games. I can't even begin to describe to you guys the way that I felt when I was watching the trailer for DLSS5. I honestly don't even think there's a word invented for the emotion that I was feeling, which was some weird cross between rage and despair and just utter bafflement at what I was seeing. I wanted to just take a moment today to sit down and discuss Nvidia's unveiling of their new AI filter for video games and what I feel that means for the medium as a whole going forward. I think that the entirety of the gaming community has approached this issue from pretty much every angle imaginable, except the one that my channel cares about, which is the preservation of video games. While the internet memes have kind of been taking the spotlight as far as DLSS5 is concerned, there's a quiet creep that is occurring under the surface that I think not enough people are noticing, and that is the people who are saying that this tool is actually fairly useful in one specific regard. Imagine your absolute favorite game of all time. Now, I want you to think about whether or not you would actually take the chance to press a button to make that game look completely modern without changing any of the gameplay loops you love about that game. I want you to be completely honest about whether or not you, yes, you, would press that button. You see, while we're talking about the AI slop filter over top of modern games, when it comes to an old game, the same standard is not applied. The game already looks bad, so it's completely fine to change the look of the game. Now, if you were unable to answer that question for yourself, I don't think you have to go any further than Nexus mods to understand that there is a market for exactly what I just talked about. I'm gonna be very plain with you guys. I think that DLSS5 spits in the face of artistic integrity within the video game medium, and I think that there needs to be a standard applied across all games that there was an artistic vision to this game, and that artistic vision needs to be upheld as much as humanly possible. AI has no place within arts and entertainment as far as I'm concerned. The only reason that something like a video game is beautiful and should be experienced is because humans made that thing. Someone wrote that. Someone made a storyboard for that. Someone directed that game. Someone created the initial vision for that universe. Someone 3D designed the sprites so that you could hold a controller and interact with that game world and consume all of that story for yourself. It honestly scares me that there is an idea that you could press a button and completely change the visuals of a game, completely change the experience and the history that that game represents within the grander tapestry of games history. Now, you might be thinking to yourself at this point, what about remakes and remasters? Those also take an old game and completely change the experience and the visuals, but those are still made by people. There is still an artistry that is applied to these games, and not every remake and remaster will land, but there's a kind of beauty in the striving. When a remake or a remaster is done, one could argue that there is at least a possibility that respect and homage is going to be paid to that source material. AI doesn't care about history. AI doesn't care about anything. It simply takes your prompt, steals from as wide an information base as it can, and then applies it to what you want it to. I think that ultimately the point of this video for me is that I would like to speak directly to the people who believe that something like DLSS5 is a tool that can be used within the gaming industry, and in particular, is a tool that can be used to increase the fidelity of old games. I would ask you to question your motives. Why is it that you feel it necessary to increase the fidelity of an old game? The original fidelity was a part of the art style. It was a part of the original intention of the humans who toiled over that game so that people could play it. And changing that for any reason is robbing someone, if not yourself, of that experience. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'm very eager to know what you guys think. See you on the next one.